You know that feeling when you sit down to draw and you stare at a blank page, not knowing where to start or what to draw? It's pretty common, but I have a fix for this. Well, 5. And it's not just looking at Pinterest or Instagram and copying. So here are my top 5 ways to cure art block, and number 5 is my perseverance. First, you gotta understand why this happens, and there's a few reasons for it. Maybe you're just not feeling inspired, or you're dealing with self-doubt, or struggle with perfectionism. Maybe you compare yourself to others on social media, leaving you feeling less than. Maybe you feel burnt out, or maybe you just have anxiety from looking at a blank page. Either way, it sucks. So here are a few ways to fix that. Number 1, look for inspiration. Now, inspiration comes in many forms, shapes, and sizes. It doesn't have to be from looking at art. Just look around. Your room is probably filled with countless inspiration. Look at books, furniture maybe, lighting. Notice the small things and maybe, just maybe, something will click in your brain. The key is to have an open mind. Don't go looking for art, but rather observe and look for something that catches your attention. Number 2, give yourself some limits or constraints. I found that having infinite possibilities makes coming up with an idea pretty daunting. So give yourself a little challenge, like only using one color, or not picking up the pen, or maybe you just use one tool for the entire thing. Having these constraints can sometimes help you come up with ideas. Since you're not thinking about countless things, you're just thinking about what you can make with what you have. Number 3, take a walk, or go to the gym, or clean. Basically, don't think about drawing or what you want to draw. Just let your subconscious work. And this is probably the most underrated piece of advice that I have. Now, I don't really know why this works. Some people say walking increases blood flow to your brain, it relaxes your mind, or promotes divergent thinking. I find that it helps filter your thoughts, allowing uncommon ideas to surface. It's honestly crazy how well this works, because sometimes your best ideas come when you're not even thinking about them. Number 4, look at your notes or your journal. Now, granted, you have to have been keeping notes or writing in a journal. I like to keep a journal handy with me. Now, I don't write in it every day, but whenever I have an idea or whenever I'm feeling a type of way, I'll just write some things down. I also used to write in my notes app all the time. I had this running note filled with random ideas for drawings, projects, and content. But I stopped using the Notes app about a year ago, and I fully switched to using Notion. Now, they're not a sponsor. I wish they were, but I basically use Notion for everything. Planning content, organizing to-do lists, tracking habits, and all that. But I also use it to write down ideas, brainstorm, and I keep notes on articles I find interesting or books I'm reading. I basically treat Notion like a second brain. I highly recommend giving it a shot, but regardless of how you keep notes, I think it's a good practice to have. You never know when some random idea you wrote down from a while ago might inspire you today. Shout out Notion, sponsor me please. And now number 5, which is my personal favorite and go-to way for fixing a creative block. Number 5, just start. Make a mark, a scribble, anything really. And I know it sounds dumb, but the credit goes to my middle school math teacher. He used to say, when you don't know how to solve a problem, just start. And I remember being kind of annoyed by that in math class, because sometimes you just really don't even know where to begin, but it does work. Maybe not so much in math class, at least for me, but when it comes to drawing and creating, I find that the hardest part is just starting. So just do something. Scribble, make a smudge, use your hands, splatter some paint, anything to get started, and then be free. The hardest part is done, so now you just have to follow your intuition. So those are my top 5 ways of how to get out of a creative block. I hope you found this useful, and hopefully next time you have a block, you can use one of these methods and comment what comes out of it.